Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yapkosota, the podcast where we break down the meta, the drama, and the history of the Roblox Girls and Panzer community. I'm your host, Fam, and today we have a special guest on the show. Please welcome Ceylon. Hello, Ceylon.
Yo, what's up?
How are you doing today?
Just woke up. It's currently 3:41 a.m. But I'm ready for this.
I heard you're going to go on vacation or something next week, or from the start of next week.
No, it's more like disappear for a whole year to do some IRL stuff because it involves a lot of money and I have to make a lot of money in 1 year.
Uh, well, money is important and all that. I hope that goes well for you. But shall we go on to the questions?
Sure. Thank you.
How would you introduce yourselves to the viewers that might not know who you are?
Hello, viewers. You may know me as Ceylon K, alien overlord that rains terror on Jerry Gup. I am the map developer of Spring, Pier, Backrooms, Atlantis, Line, and Tankington Arena. While they fuck, got it again. While they are not mostly matching GUP's thematic aesthetics like City or Zuikaku, those maps are designed by another team like Chiatan. I like to design maps that are either used for fun or create thought-provoking, chaotic tactics in combat. For example, Pier Arena has been my best map, though not perfect. I'm still looking for ways to expand, optimize, and fix issues with it. Most of these issues come from suggestions that I am notorious for messing around in.
It's very interesting because recently there have been some more controversial updates on Peer, right? And some people don't really like them. Me personally, I think they're pretty good because it expands on the Nudox area that wasn't really used much except for flanking and such. However, since our community is quite notoriously pretty conservative, how do you separate unhelpful blind hate and useful constructive criticism? There we go.
Oh, alright. Well, unhelpful blind hate usually just gets ignored entirely. I still read them hoping for any input, yes, and I get a little sad from it. But when it comes to constructive criticism, I always come back to it and open a relevant place in Studio. Let's say Gravel's hitbox is weird again, and the criticism says which point exactly, and even has a video of it happening, like proof. I love fixing these kinds of bugs.
Well, since you're like a developer, right? What's the process of becoming a developer in our community?
After submitting a staff application form with developers chosen, just show off cool stuff to the dev team, really. If any of us like your work, we just share it with DMs and you would most likely get invited to join. There's no real requirement as this community is built by passionate devs, paying with their free time, sometimes money. As for myself, I just showed Jerry a prototype of Spring Arena and everything else just followed smoothly.
Yeah, I remember back then there were a bunch of these like building competitions. The first one was actually
Oh
hosted by
yeah.
you, I'm pretty sure, and now the Yatko stand is in Pure Arena at the park near Team
Yeah,
Two, I
the
think, or
park.
Team One. Uh, yeah, that was my first ever building for this community, and it's like my first steps of actually becoming a community developer. I am a builder, and
Yeah.
I think the day I
Um,
actually got in was during another competition when Bumpool became a major school. I built like this cool market building that was supposed to be for OVA. I never got an OVA, but I got to show off my skills and I got on the dev team that way.
I'm gonna host a lot more of that in the future. Well, far future.
Yeah, because I heard next year or for the next year you would be gone. It is what it is.
Hmm.
I'll be looking forward to it though. I've been itching to build stuff for a while now. I never really had any purpose to do so.
Hi.
When I do, I will. Do you work closely with other developers and assist them with their projects, or do you just do your own thing most of the time?
I have a reputation as a solo dev, Someone who works behind the scenes in the shadows, maybe plotting the next Fun Friday event or the next alien map destroyer or something. However, if and when another developer needs help with either map design tips, just basic work, or scripting, I help them out.
I'm just gonna point this out. You're a longtime member of this community, right? How does it feel to be here for that long, and what was the past community like compared to today's?
Oh gosh, being in this community for more than 10 years really gives you that unk status, huh?
Yeah.
I So, very long time ago, when GUP was at most like 10 tanks made from bricks, not meshes, not even from World of Tanks. It was just regular bricks. Not even unions, mind you. When the average tank rally for each school was 5, except for tournaments, we get like at most 8. Before I was even a map builder, there was summer arena, autumn, and then the infamous winter arena. Back then, gun accuracy, drop, and velocity were crazy low, so sniping was terribly difficult to perform. So combat felt almost like a brawl. Almost every single one. You never find someone sniping. Much like a lot of scenes in the anime. I'd love that back, honestly. It's very, very different from just clicking on pixels across the map.
Some people have gotten really good at doing that nowadays.
Damn you, Ember!
Damn you, Amber, with your binoc sniping. Yeah, but I've been around here for quite long as well. Not as long as you have been, of course, but 8 years is 8 years, and the community has definitely changed since then. Not only with the tank scripts and all that. No, the tanks have stayed mostly the same. There have been some
About.
smaller changes. For example, back then when you G flipped, you could still shoot and all that. That was
Ah,
very interesting
G
time.
flip, not the G glitch.
G glitch, the original G glitch. The new gens don't understand what this type of G
Yeah, they
glitching is.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, today's G glitches doesn't compare to that moment's G glitch. It's
yeah. We don't talk about
really,
that.
really terrible.
We don't talk about that.
Roger that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but right when you look
G was a mistake.
at the scripts of our tanks, right? How much of it is like clean modular code, and how much of it is legacy code that you're too terrified to touch?
It's a big, big pasta. Huge spaghetti. Wouldn't touch it much because the code itself, the new one at least, is not only modular but communicates with each other. So you kind of have to connect what line does with script A to what line with script B. This is because of a Roblox update called Filtering Enabled, which infamously took out our community's functionality for a solid few weeks. So no GUP for a few weeks. Now, there are indeed clean modular code that I like to edit for my own purposes, like aliens and stuff, or to fix something. But if it's in this spaghetti section, I'll just pass and let Kevin work, as he is the architect of the new code.
He is the fucking architect.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you mentioned earlier you also work on most of the Fun Friday events. How much of Fun Fridays is actually to test like future maps, mechanics, etc.?
I love using Fun Fridays to test maps and mechanics. Pretty sure many hosts think this way too. Fun Fridays is when anyone from any school can join in a match and just play on any team they want. Not much rules except if you want to spoil others people's fun or being toxic. Slash kick, slash ban, usual stuff.
Yeah.
For my Fun Fridays, I love to develop side projects like Capture the Point or having a flag with absurd amount of HP, or something simple like World War One battles with FT-17s and Mark IVs. If I remember, I had a Fun Friday where we tested the first rocket mechanics, which led to Saunders' Calliope and Pravda's Katyusha. Really fun stuff. Just put AoE on it and just AoEs everything. And then my latest one being the Summer Race Cup. Big side project. It's not really tank versus tank. It was just meant to like race from A to B and then back to start. It's really fun to develop. So I hope that hosts make more fun Fridays with any kinds of ideas that pop in mind.
I remember like a few years ago now, maybe a bit more than a few, but uh, there was a fun Friday where you guys tested suspension for the first time, and with the G glitching, you could fly with these tanks. And I remember a fun Friday was made where the CVs just dogfought each other. That was good times.
Oh, I know which CV exactly. It was on Spring Arena, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Then you could use the CV as well as the old. You said don't talk about this. The old G, and then it would just fly, just ramps off the mountain area, and then just dogfight each other. I remember one of the school was Blue Division.
It was Blue Division. I thought it was Ansel the whole time.
No, no, no. Blue Division used to have CVs
Yeah, I know, I
at
know.
that time.
Dang, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of testing future maps, mechanics, etc., how does one get on the beta tester team, and what does that entail?
So, to be a beta tester, you can ask any developer for the role, and they'll have you process, give you the role. If you have a good rep and a mouth that doesn't leak new features. So, being a beta tester really allows you to test out any new features, maps that the developer wants input about, like Zuikaku. And then it's not really used often, as developers usually test things out amongst themselves, with Chiatan or myself. Beta testers can also give initiative input by giving a detailed, digestible report on the issue of a map and their experiences on it. Like, for example, the new bridges on Pier's latest extension were less desired at first. The gray one where it's
Yeah,
just wrapped that one. The beta team came forth with the report aforementioned, not only about the bridge itself, but multiple issues which I considered and changed. The New Docks glass where Anzio like to climb.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I put a sign there that says Anzio, please don't climb.
Hmm. I think I saw a
Hilarious.
picture of that Sans sent it. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of Peer Arena, how is Peer Arena made?
Oh my goodness, it's so long ago. My uncle brain can't remember so well. But the first iteration of Pier was, well, yeah, a pier. Old docks. No new docks, no gravel, no blue jet, no rust, or anything beyond indust. Pier was made when I brought my laptop to a surprise pier where I live. Worked on it for a while and I thought, this is actually boring to fight in. And improvise a lot of things that isn't pier except for old docks. So I walked around the place and even continued to work on it with a cup of tea and some cakes like a true St. Lawrence student at a rooftop cafe, which I also made, which is found in JTG, about not the same recreation, but somewhat like that. It eventually became a cool, fully urban map with little to no vegetation, and at its time provided hectic close combat, which is um, we had spring and we had winter as well as autumn, which are the open maps. So Pier was really infamous for being that urban map, that one urban map. It was also infamous for one very long stretch of road from Orange all the way to Team One spawn. It was called the Autobahn by Stormfire. His name is Calmwater, but he was Stormfire at the time. It was until Black Gates was introduced to cut off the sideline. And then after that, the rest of Indust with new callouts like German, Refinery, and M10 were added in. Well, And then after that, they moved on with it with new docks, not the newest one, with its infamously powerful location called Gravel.
Gravel.
Yeah, we love Gravel.
We hate gravel.
What?
I'm joking. I'm joking. We love gravel. Well, what's the future of Pure Arena looking like then?
Two ways, because when DOS Finale 5 showed up, and then you have the actual pier with a lot of container boxes and the bridge, and I was like, oh, I gotta remake this into that because we already have it. And then I keep telling Jerry, um, we have this already, so why not just build it on the new map? And he said that, and then there we have it, the new pier. I even added like gravel 2 because we're making joke of gravel, which was to make the Team 2 side just as much of a match as Team 1. With so many containers in between it, it's actually really hard to shoot at one mound to another. After that, it'll remain untouched as a finished map, so almost little to no changes. So no changes.
So Pier's going to stay the same now?
Hopefully,
No big
though
changes,
I will.
hopefully.
No, 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 no. No more big changes. I think with Dust Finale 5s, and we have a actual pier with loads of boxes. I think the map's beginning to maximize before it gets too laggy.
Reach end of life.
Anyway, I will. Yeah. Anyway, I will add a time machine on the airship so that every version of pier can be loaded. All the way from beginning. They
Oh,
can
yeah, that'd
choose
be
what
awesome.
year. Oh yeah. And then the other way, because I said two ways. The other way is that the aliens come back and finish the job because they're always trying to destroy Pier for I don't know what reason. It's funny. And then they gotten significantly stronger. Without Section 16 to stop them, they might just prevail.
Woo.
Or will they? That's up for the community to decide.
Yeah, guys, beat all the aliens, please. I want Pier still. I love Pier. Uh, are you planning in making any more maps? Something to rival Pier, maybe?
Oh yes, plenty of maps in the back burner. I wanted to make all sorts of maps, but the inspiration hasn't been good these days. That or I'm lazy and forgetful. With having this and that, making map A, map B, and then suddenly map C. I wanted to make like maps with lots of nice nature. I also wanted to make maps similar to Island Fortress or Sandstorm. Then there's also this idea with Kevin where we would make a map generator, but the one version I wanted to make was you ever play Titanfall 2?
I've played Titanfall 2 before, yes.
Hell yeah. There was this the factory one where it makes arenas, so I want to make something like that.
It'd be
But
very
my
interesting to
current
see.
pro oh hell yeah, yeah, for sure. My current project is Beach Resort Arena. You've seen this a few times. It's a small vacation like map that has both teams be dangerously close to each other, and has lots of vacation esque doodads and buildings. I've yet to make it.
I'll
I
I'll
have,
look
I've yet to
forward
make
to it.
all the buildings.
I'll
Cool.
forward to it. I also have a map myself that I've been making for the last like 2 or 3 years. I'm lazy. There's a lot of buildings that I have like placeholdered. The general map itself is done. I just can't be bothered to make the individual set pieces and all that because it's a lot of work for one person. It's no joke.
I yeah, map making is no joke unless you make it into a hobby.
Yeah, I can't do that no more. I'm old now.
Man, unk.
Yeah, says you, by the way.
19 forever. What are you talking about?
True, true, very true. Oh, I left this question for last because I know this is your magnum opus. What was your thought process when you made aliens?
Oh boy, buddy boy. Oh, right, aliens. Uh, they have a very long history. At first, they were like basically intended as a test bed for me messing around with tank scripts, to my desire, of course. Because at the time, the tank system was a derivative of Wolfenchan's tank scripts with machine gun and everything. Very basic. So the aliens started off as like trackless floating Matildas from St. Loriana, which, funny enough, still dies in the water because they don't actually float. They were just invisible wheels below the tracks. Then I thought, hey, why not make it actually float? So the first alien skimmers were created that could float over water. That they were simple shooters with red tracer autocannons. Then, as the years went by and more advanced scripts by Kevin were developed, thanks filtering enabled, it really opened up the possibilities compared to the old Wolfenstein scripts. I could add multiple guns, make them drift in the air, disable bullet drop entirely, give it recoil. A lot of the old hard coded stuff is now customizable, and then some. It really allowed the aliens to shine and expand its arsenal from simple pea shooting blaster guns to actual laser beams, powerful plasma throwers with intimidating effects like AoE, and were able to throw away enemies from the blast zone. Then, many years later, when Ocean View Arena or OVA was developed, it was at the same time that I perfected flying scripts for air balloons. At the time, the only airship I ever made was the Kirov airship from a real-time strategy called Red Alert 2. You played that too, right?
No, not really.
Not a man of RTS?
I do play RTS games, but it's more like the SD2, Gates of Hell, Broken Arrow types of
Oh,
games.
oh, I love those games too. Then, after the airship, I turned its flight script to be the helicopter for Fun Fridays. You know the Comanche that Ember loves a lot?
Yes,
That
yeah.
one. Then, eventually, actual alien UFOs with lasers and stuff. Kind of realized what the aliens could be by then. It could be like an original faction the community can challenge and fight together. So I supersized a lot of the alien ships, gave them absurd amount of HP, like millions. Like you need multiple tanks and a lot of ammo to kill it, and then piloted these ships against entire schools' loadouts. They were like boss battles and stuff. So they were super clunky and slow, but they kind of had a asymmetric level of fun fighting against. You fought one of these before, have you?
I'm pretty sure I did, yeah.
Do you remember which one?
It's been a while, okay? It's been a while.
Aye, aye. Well, after the boss battles were becoming stale, wouldn't it be more fun to engage with the community with these over the top cool vehicles, not just admin vehicles to torture everyone on joint training grounds? So, I wanted to make the aliens a more fun challenge, so I formed my own school. After buying the school pin thing, I would develop a whole line of smaller vehicles, each with their strengths like shields and being able to repair, but has like weaknesses like weak points and large or high profiles. Because they're floating. They were designed to battle outer schools while maintain a threat level of a strong school like USST. Then I had vice commanders and NCOs. Then eventually handpicked students interested in using these vehicles. I gave the aliens an official school name. I ran matches with Bellwall, Section 16, and then some other smaller schools that aren't official, like, what was that name? CMDB? You've seen the CMDB loadout, have you?
I don't think I have actually, but I mean,
I, I was Copper Fox's tanks, homemade tanks. like brick built tanks, like unions like that. And then the other one was Breadworks, also unions, but was really detailed. You should see his work. It's really good.
I have seen them actually since I'm also on the developer team. I do see the pictures of the.
Mm. But not a lot of people challenge the aliens these days because they either don't know them, but they'll be around as a fun challenge for anyone willing. It's very different from the kind of battle we're kind of used to as the community. Whew. So, that's Aliens, my absolutely loved brainchild. Just because Jerry and Kevin allow me to do whatever I want with the tank scripts and maps, as you can probably hear, it turned me into some kind of twisted persona I am today.
Yeah, so if you guys, the listeners, want to fight aliens, you know who to contact. I don't think Yakusoda have fought them yet, so maybe when you come back, we'll try it out.
Neat. Oh, right. Before that, we have two loadouts. We have the normal loadout, which is about 1-to-1 to any normal school. So that's giving the school a fighting chance. And then there's the second one, the war loadout. That one's the same one which I mentioned before, the USSD threat level. So you can choose.
I think we'll choose the easier fight. I'm just saying, we're not very prepared at the moment,
So,
even for the tournament.
yeah.
I think that's it for the list of questions I have. Do you have questions for me?
What do you think of blue lobsters?
They're scary. They're very scary. First time I saw one of
What?
them on OVA, I think I peed my pants a little.
But they just do what they do. Well, unless you like piss them off and then you pick up your sword or whatever, then you have a good i- good reason to run away.
I just have PTSD because in the past there have been times Blue Lobster, which kind of jump scared me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very scary.
that's part of it. That's part of the shtick.
Well, if that's all the questions you have for me, then I think that will be it for today's episode of Yapkosota. Massive thank you to Ceylon for coming today. And
Mm.
if you,
Pleasure.
the listener, want to get involved in the community or check out the schools that we talked about today, check the links in the description. And make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next Yapcast episode.
And
See you
hit
guys
that
there.
bell.
Yeah, hit that bell too, guys. Don't forget about that one. See you guys there.
Hi.
Bye bye.
See ya.